the story starts off kind of 10 years later. You get a little peek into Dora and who she was and the origin story and the Dora that we know and love. You even get to hear the theme song. But it's 10 years later, and Dora's parents are on a new discovery, but they don't want her to come along because she's too naive and too young, and so they sent her to live with Diego. Diego left 10 years ago, though. He's now assimilated to society. Dora doesn't even have a phone. She doesn't know what's up. She goes to high school. She's a fish out of water.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, her parents get kidnapped. And then she gets kidnapped, and they end up back in the jungle with new friends.
Yeah. Like she said, Dora and Diego are pretty much inseparable until about the age of 6 when Diego moves to the city. And when we catch up with them and they reunite 10 years later, and they're both teenagers, Diego is a little lost in high school and just trying to go with the flow and trying to really just worried about being Mr. Cool and worried about just fitting in because, you know, it's high school and sometimes it can be easier to just try and fit in with all the other fish. But Dora comes and obviously has no social constructs at all and is just like unapologetically herself, and she's like, "Hi, I'm Dora" to everyone, and he's just like cringing at every time she opens her mouth. It's like a cringe moment for him. But we see a really interesting arc. I think Dora helps every other character in the whole movie just really find themselves and realize what's really important, which is the real treasure is friendship and relationships and family and love.
I think that it more than anything expands rather than changes anything. Or I don't think the great thing is they didn't really change anything from the original show, and whatever seemed kind of out of reach, they kind of made it into like a humorous thing. The breaking of the fourth wall.
The talking backpacks, the talking like map,
the talking map, all the
fox,
animals,
everything.
and the songs and the singing, and just really, really funny writing.
I feel all warm and fuzzy inside about it. I mean, it's a feeling I can't really explain yet. I feel like I really got to grasp it when we had our screening in Miami and we were just surrounded by
Latinos
all
and
around,
children
and my
and
family,
the perfect audience, and really thoroughly enjoying it. And it's a thing that, like, you know, you search your whole life for a place where you fit in and where you feel comfortable being yourself 100%. And this is definitely one of those movies where, you know, even on the press tour, everyone makes you feel so welcome and warm.
I think a moment that really touched me was in Miami. I would feel like I saw like 20 little boys who could have been my little brother. Like they looked just like me, just like a younger version of me, and I was just like, this is amazing. Like,
so cute.
I think they can expect a lot of laughs. I mean, even the adults. I mean, there's a good handful of jokes that will go right over kids' heads and go right into the adults' ears and just crack them up. But they can expect laughter, joy, fun, adventure.
All of the elements from the original show that you love, plus more.
Plus much more.
It's expanding on what you envisioned in your childhood. It's like taking that, putting it on steroids, and like making this big event that's also something that I'm really proud of when it comes to our culture.
Yeah, and it really feels like a classic adventure movie. Like it just has that classic adventure movie vibe to it. It's crazy.
Yeah. I like Boots too. He's